An unprecedented new consciousness is transforming the entire human species. A new world is being born. The old world is disintegrating. Both worlds now call to you. Do you want to live in gratitude, patience, contentment, and all of the universe? Or in anger, worry, overwhelm, and despair? This podcast will help you choose joyfully and effectively. Welcome. As you step into this conversation between Linda and a healthcare worker who suspects she needs to explore a frightened part of her personality more deeply, notice how gentle is Linda's support and how it naturally develops as she speaks. Almost everyone, as they become aware in their lives, is a bit surprised and sometimes shocked to see how much pain they uncover.
And when you are pleasing people and caretaking people and trying to get them to smile at you, and that's your main focus, in other words, frightened parts want to do that instead of focus on you, then all that pain remains in you, and it doesn't lessen, even though you're covering it over.
And you're not feeling it.
Right.
You don't recognize how deep it is because you won't allow yourself to feel it.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
Exactly. So I think you're beginning to see the behavior of caretaking and trying to please other people is avoiding what's really going on in here. And so when you're avoiding that, you can't be in your integrity, can you?
No.
Because you don't even know what your integrity is because you're so focused on trying to fix other people and please other people and take care of them and get the response that you want.
Yes, I'm glad to hear you put that into words because I think that I'm a caregiver at work. I pass medications in long-term care, and I feel it very rewarding, but I also have had this sense in the past 6 months, maybe more, that am I just pleasing? I get great responses. I can have greater patience with the more difficult clients than really anybody else. But is that true? Or I feel that there's more truth there that needs uncovering. So those are questions I need to explore.
Yes, as you begin to feel your own pain and look at the frightened parts of your personality and challenge them, the more you'll be able to care give rather than care take. In other words, it probably gets mixed up because you want them to respond to you in a certain way. And if they don't, you wouldn't like it. Your frightened parts would not like that.
No.
So that means you have to keep doing things in a certain way to get a response that you want.
That's right.
But when you can do whatever you do with no attachment to what someone does, that's when you're the most loving. When your heart is really open because you don't care. Someone could be screaming and ranting and raving, but if your function was to give them what they needed, the medication they needed, you wouldn't care. You would still love them. You'd be completely patient and not resentful. Do you see what I mean?
So when you say you wouldn't care, you mean you wouldn't be manipulated by
their behavior, by their frightened parts' behavior.
Right.
You'd still be able to remain loving.
Okay.
I don't mean you don't care for them. I mean, you wouldn't care about that behavior. You would care about them.
It's making sense what you're saying, and I want to go back home and explore that.
Yes.
Explore that where what you just said sinks in better. Yeah.
Yes. It takes continual practice and support of other people who can support you. Now, if you have people that are caretaking you and saying, oh, it's all right, you're doing a really good job. Or to our friend who stood up, if people are caretaking you, that's not going to support you. Because I think what you're saying is, I really want to be honest with what's going on in me. I'm in a lot of pain, and I don't talk about that. I act like a nice person and a sweet person so everybody will like me, instead of really saying what's going on. Because if I really say what's going on, the frightened parts of me think that no one will like me. Is that something like what's going on? Yeah. Yeah. So what amazing exploration.
Join me next time to explore the epic transformation of human consciousness that is reshaping our species. and your part in it. It may surprise you. I'm Gary Zukav.